Hey there, my friends, it's Brad, the Bearded Piper, and I hope you all are having a great day. It's a beautiful day here in southwestern Pennsylvania, but I'm stuck out here in the garage because I can't see my laptop screen in the sun. And even if it's cloudy, I can't see it outside, which is a common issue with laptops, tablets, a lot of electronic screens in the sun or daylight. It's one of the reasons why I actually wanted a Kindle, because the Kindle Paperwhites don't have glare. It's literally like looking at a piece of paper in the sun, so it makes reading easy. But so I'm out here in the garage, and I am enjoying a nice bowl of Sunset Harbor Flake in a Brigham 1 dot. We're going to call it a billiard. I think it should be a little bit taller to be a billiard and maybe a little bit shorter to be a pot, but we're just going to call it a billiard. And Sunset Harbor Flake is a wonderful, wonderful blend. And I decided that I was going to take a couple minutes here and do a video because I wanted to show you all my big package that I got in the mail today. And it is from Emerson Southern Forged. And if you're not familiar with Emerson Southern Forged, it's a company owned by Jim Steffi. They are a small batch boutique blender. He's based in South Carolina, although I believe he said he was moving to Florida. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, but I think that was the case. But anyway, I had originally come across Emerson Southern Forged on Instagram, which is how you get a hold of him. If you're interested in getting a hold of Jim to take a look at his list of the blends that he has, reach out to him on Instagram, or you can send him an email. I'll leave a copy of his email down below. Let me turn my phone down because it's probably going to be going off a bunch of times. Sent out a few resumes today, so hopefully those come out and work well. But anyway, let's get back to the Emerson Southern Forged. So I originally saw him on Instagram, and he piqued my interest. And then my buddy Noah over at Noah's house, he did a couple review videos, because Noah, if you don't follow or subscribe to Noah, go give him a check, or go check out his channel. Again, it's at Noah's house. Noah's done a few reviews. He's taken 2023 and kind of dedicating it to the boutique blenders, to the small batch, small guy boutique blenders. And he'd done a few reviews on Emerson Southern Forged as well. And I saw that Jay Furman, from the co-host from Mike Murphy's podcast, Pipe and Tamper, I saw him post some things on Instagram about it as well. But then, and I kept on my mental note to go back, take a look at it, reach out to Jim, see what he has available. But I just kept not doing it, right? Just kept not doing it. And then I heard one of the most recent episodes, that was a couple weeks ago, from Pipe and Tamper. I heard their podcast. Now, Pipe and Tamper is another one that you need to check out if you haven't already. Mike Murphy has a podcast. Jay Furman is his co-host, and they do YouTube videos, and then they release the audio as a podcast, which I typically end up listening to the audio while I'm driving or doing other things. When I can, I watch the videos instead. The videos are kind of cool because they do a little show and tell of anything they got new, and Jay always gets some spectacular pipes. And Mike is a big Radici collector, so he sometimes has new pipes as well. But anyway, let me keep going. Keep going on sidetracks. Jim Steffi was a guest on Pipe and Tamper, and he was talking about his blends and his blending and things like that. It was very informative, a very, very excellent interview. A lot of fun. All of their podcasts are a lot of fun. They have to be my number one favorite podcast. And then Pipes, Pours, and Pals with Justin and Nate has to be a really close second. I really enjoy those two podcasts. But as they were talking, I made another mental note. I need to check out Emerson Southern Forged. But then at the end of the podcast, they made an announcement that Jim put together a special blend specifically for Pipe and Tamper. And it's called Meteora, Meteora. Now, there are only 40 jars of this made. There was only 40 jars made. And I think I just saw on Instagram, Mike said that he put together another 12, but I'm sure they sold out pretty quick. Well, by the time I heard it, I thought there's no way there's any left. It was like 5 days after the podcast was released. So I reached out to Jim, and sure enough, when I spoke with him, he had 8 jars left. Now, they had a rule: you could only buy 1 jar. You couldn't stock up on it and try to sell it on the secondary market later, or like lord over your friends like, ha ha ha, look what I got. So they had a rule: you can only buy 1 jar. So he sent me the list of blends that he has, and held a jar back for me. Now, if I counted right, there were 58 different blends on his list, and they were, vapors and Englishes and light Englishes and Balkans and Orientals, and he has one that he refers to as reserve blends, and he has reserve blends, not one, there's a bunch of them under there, and he has some blends that he calls something different. So I was looking through, and I've been saving some money to go to the Columbus Pipe Show and in August, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to blow pretty much my whole budget here, and I'm going to put in a decent size order and start saving money again, because that's what we do. And that's when I got this big package in the mail today. So I made some notes here because I ordered, I think, 10 different blends off of him, and then 11 would be the Meteora. So I made a cheat sheet there so I can let you know what each blend that I chose. And again, if you're curious on what blends Jim has, reach out to him on Instagram or send him an email. And again, I'll see if I can link his email down below. All right. Let's see here. First and foremost, we have 10B Reserve. Now, that's what we have here, 10B Reserve. Now, 10B Reserve is one of his reserve blends with the black labels, and it is a dark fired Kentucky, red and black Cavendish, 2 red Virginias, dark and white Burley. Now, if I remember correctly, Jim actually does his list like the food people do. When you look at the back of a product at the grocery store and you see the ingredients list, the first item is what the majority of the product is. So if the first item is wheat flour, which is, taboo to us with celiac disease, then you know that there's mostly wheat flour in that product. That's the number 1 ingredient. Pretty sure that's how Jim does it here. So oh, look at this. This is packaged up really well. So we have packaged in here these nice little ball jars. He's got this packaged and wrapped up really, really nice. So let's see what we have. Come on, let's get this thing opened up and cut open. All right, we have Furman's Reserve. Now, Furman's Reserve is another black label, and it is a dark fire Kentucky, white Burley, dark Burley, 2 red Virginias, Perique, and a chocolate flavored whiskey casing. Now, this is from Jay Furman. He was the one who came up with this blend, and we have right there Furman's Reserve, and you can see this little thing here. I don't know how big these are. I think they're 1.5 ounces, maybe 50 grams. I'm not sure. And then I have, and we're just going to go in the order that they are in here, Point Marion. And Point Marion is 4 red Virginias, Smyrna, S-M-Y-R-N-A. I'm not sure what that is. I'm thinking it's an Oriental. Black Cavendish, Dark Fire Kentucky, and Perique. And we have that. I'm not going to show you all the lids of the jars, because the only thing different is the name and the color, if it's a green label or a red label. So this one is a red label. It is a Balkan, and it's called Balkan. It's Latakia, Red Virginia, Izmir, and Perique. We have another Balkan blend. This is Papawick, which is Latakia, Izmir, Perique, Stoved Red Virginia, and Black Cavendish. And the names of these are named after towns and cities and boroughs in the UK. So another red label, which is Bryn Mawr, and it is another Balkan, and this is Latakia, Red Virginia, Izmir, Dark Burley, and Perique. Now let's move on to, this is something different. So it's yellow label, and this one is Loch Maben, and it is red and long cut Virginias, Mexican Oscuro, red Cavendish, dark fire Kentucky, and Perique. All right, so now let's move on to, what do we have here? This is Wrath Karen, which is a sample that he sent me, so I'm not 100% sure what this is. I think it's an Oriental. Oh, no, nope. This is one of the ones I ordered. It is an Oriental blend. Sorry, I have them divided out on my cheat sheet by colors and things like that, so I didn't see that. I should have alphabetized them. That would have made more sense. Wrath Karen, which is another Oriental flavored blue label Oriental. And it is a red Virginia, Basma, Samson, Krumograd, Krumovgrad, dark fire Kentucky, and Perique. I think you noticed, I picked a lot of stuff with dark fire Kentucky in it. And then we have Cornwell, which is another Oriental blend, and this is Orientals, red Virginia, and Perique. And then let's move on to the blue. I guess this is gray label, although it looks kind of blue to me, like a darker blue. This is Ballycroy, which is Latakia, dark and white Burley, bright Virginia, and a whisper of Perique. We have Carnlough, 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 which is Latakia, Smyrna, again, red Virginia, Turkish ribbon, and a hint of Perique. And we have the other one in the gray label, or by the way, I didn't say this, are all medium English blends. And this is Mountaineers Reserve. And this one is a sample that he sent me because I wasn't sure. I said this one was intriguing to me, but you know, I had to cut it off somewhere. I couldn't order all 58 blends because, you know, if I did that, a divorce would cost a lot more than those 58 blends, if you know what I mean. And I'm pretty sure you all know what I mean. And last but not least, we have the Meteora, which is the pipe and tamper blend. And this one is Latakia, dark fire Kentucky, Basma, Samson, yellow Virginia, red Virginia, and Perique. Now, I'll be honest with you, I was surprised to find out that there was any Virginia in this at all, because Mike Murphy from Pipe and Tamper Podcast, he has, unfortunately, an issue with Virginias and biting him really, really bad. And I think that that may be an issue for me as well. I noticed the other couple days I've had some Virginias, and I've gotten kind of burnt by them, no matter, or not burnt, but kind of an icky mouth from them. A little bit of, yeah, probably burnt. Tongue bite's the right thing to say. So now, what's really, really cool, and this is why the Timby Reserve, now it just dawned on me, this is why the Timby Reserve is in such a bigger jar. What's really, really cool is Jim will press these blends for you, with the exception of a few, and he lists it, puts it in his list that he cannot press these specific ones. I should mention I've also saw these on Ethan over at oh my, am I drawing a blank? I can see Ethan's face. Parsimonious Piper. I think Paladin Piper has even done some of these reviews as well. But the 10B Reserve can't be pressed. The rest of these can be pressed, and he will press them for you. It takes a little longer for them to be shipped, obviously, because he's got to press them. And he presses them into a little plug, and that's why they are in a nice plug there. That's why they are in the smaller jars, because, you know, when you take 2 ounces and you push it down and plug it up, that's the size you get. So anyway, there you have it. I've got a lot of stuff here to sample, and I'm really, really excited about it. There will be some Brad's Bags coming up here in the future, because, you know, there's a good bit of stuff here to sample. Now, I did see that there was a little card in here as well. And it's a little hallmark, a little thank you. Oh, check this out. I got a Pipe and Tamper sticker. which I already have one of those actually on my laptop, and a couple Emerson Southern Forge stickers as well. That's pretty awesome. And it says, Brad, thank you. Truly appreciate your support, and your YouTube channel is excellent. Thank you. I appreciate that. And love the content. Look forward to hearing your thoughts on the blends. Your friend Jim. Jim, you will hear my thoughts on the blends because there will be a bunch of Brad's bags on these. Again, I'm really excited about all of them. And again, it was tough. It was tough picking out the blends. But again, they're very descriptive. They tell you what's in them. And what's really nice for me, I really appreciate this, is again, I'm almost positive the first ingredient is what the majority of the blend is, and then the percentages go down from there when you look at it. So, but you will notice, let's see, out of the 10 blends I ordered, Meteora is a Balkan. I got 2 Orientals. I got 2 Reserves, 1 something different, only 1 Vapor. I got 3 Balkans and 2 Englishes. So obviously I'm a bit of a Latakia guy, so I'm pretty sure that stands out, and Oriental. So, but anyway, that's it, my friends. A long video. I thought you all needed to see my big package that came in the mail today, and like, I'm really excited about this. I did get a little package in the mail today too. Let me show you this here. This is a GBD that was picked up really inexpensive on eBay. It has some, not a whole lot, but there is some oxidation on the stem, which means that there will be a video with me using the CIF, the CIF product. But why I got this so inexpensive, number 1, it's a pretty small bowl for me. Number 2, somebody glued the GBD logo back on, and they did kind of a shabby job, but I really liked the Canadian, the long stem. The little bowl is it's pretty good for like a 20-30 minute commute somewhere or something like that, and a lot of the jobs that I'm looking at, it's about how far they are, so this would be a perfect to and from work pipe. So, but that's it. That's my video. That's my big package. And remember, my friends, life is good, but it is better with a pipe.